If you are not in the bleeding edge,
Yeah.
if you're not always learning, if you are just letting this AI wave ride and not going into the rocket ship and riding along with it,
Yeah.
then you're screwed.
Do you feel the pressure of AI taking over your job?
For me,
Yeah.
personally,
So here we have Martin. He's a social media expert on our team, and your workflow has seemed to be very efficient, very effective. And I want to know, how much have you made already just from your workflow?
this month alone,
Yeah.
in the last 30 days, $10,000.
$10,000?
Yes.
What? I work next to Martin, and I always
Mhm.
see him outreaching to other organizations, other entities for deals. And you've been using AI to do this, right?
Mhm.
So can you maybe guide step by step on how to get those set up? Because it's
Yeah.
honestly so effective, so simple.
Well, first of all, thank
Yeah.
you for having me. It's
Mm.
nice to be here in front of you all.
Mm.
So yeah, just a little bit of a background on me. I am the least technical person ever. I've only started this about 2 months,
Yeah.
1 month maybe, taking it seriously for about a month now. I think ever since OpenClaw,
I think
no, it was ClaudeBot.
Claude
It was
Claude,
ClaudeBot,
yeah.
it was MoltBot, and
Mm.
then now we're here, OpenClaw.
Yes.
Ever since that whole thing started, that was when we really dedicated the time to really learn.
Mm.
And ever since, I just decided to keep things simple,
Mm.
and whatever works, works. I just don't. What is that saying again? If it isn't broken, don't fix
Yeah.
it. I think that's a saying,
If
right?
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Because in the beginning, when we were introduced to
Mhm.
ClaudeBot, right? You remember how I would take hours just configuring my Soul MD file,
Mm.
give it as much context as possible, but you didn't. You just dive straight right into it.
Yeah.
And several weeks later, Michael said, "You're not supposed to be doing that. What Martin is doing is actually the correct way. You don't need to blast it with context,
Mm.
right?" So far, even until now, you'd say your agent is giving you the work you need, executing the work properly
Mhm.
according to your requirements, right?
Yeah, so from the get-go, all I wanted from this whole AI thing was one thing and one thing only.
Uh-huh.
Make my job easier.
Yeah.
With that sort of framing, the only thing I wanted to do really was to create a content machine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of projects that I do
Mm.
personally. It's not just things with you guys with the company.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple projects that I'm doing. There's also some side things that I'm doing for myself
Mm-hmm.
and some other side ventures. It's a lot.
So you said you have a lot of side projects.
Mhm.
Are those projects, the workflow, is it similar to the ones that you're running with us, our team?
Yeah, so basically, with my AI
Mm.
bot, it understands the different profiles of each project that I have.
Yeah.
So it has a different tonality, it has a different angle,
Mm.
it has different objectives.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, one of them is a fitness account,
Yeah.
right? So that one goes into whatever is trending in terms of fitness
Mm.
and just posts for me.
Yeah.
Another one is, I don't know if I can disclose it,
Mm.
but it's for another big, let's just say, influencer,
Mm.
and I'm basically in charge of their growth.
What about in terms of, cleanup commands? Like, you know how me and Michael, we'd
Mhm.
always have to do some sort of cleanup for our workflow, resetting context window, but I noticed you're not really doing much of that, or maybe not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
So basically, what I do is just give it feedback.
Okay.
Um, After maybe a few days,
Mm.
after X amount of posts,
Mm.
you will see feedback. You will see the analytics. You'll
Mhm.
see the graphs going up or down. That is when I sort of
Mm.
configure what to do, what to change, what changes to make.
Okay. You do a lot of social media. Can you maybe share some insight on
Mhm.
algorithms?
Yeah, so in terms of social media, I believe X is cracking down on bot posts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
that's the
believe,
big
yeah,
one.
yeah, and I think they're taking that pretty seriously,
Mhm.
and not just X, right? I think a lot of social media platforms, when one platform decides to put out a rule out there, the rest follows. So
Mhm.
IG, Threads is a big one right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly X, IG, and Threads.
Mm.
Threads seems to be the one that you can really freely publish without worrying
Mm.
about the algorithm punishing you.
Mhm.
But in terms of X, what I do is it's pretty simple. I just get posts from my OpenClaw
Yeah.
sent to third-party software. For
Mhm.
me, I use Buffer.
Mhm.
There's a lot of other tools that you can use. From there, you can just automatically post. And what I like about Buffer specifically is that they have their own internal AI intelligence that sort of posts at the right time
Mm,
based on your profile.
mm,
So it will just schedule at the best time possible for the
mm,
most organic reach.
mm,
So that's what helps me, and I have not changed it since. It
mm.
seems to work. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got pretty viral
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Just to let you guys know, the workflow that Martin, me, and Michael have are completely different. Martin is handling all the social media side, the outreach side, which is traditionally we were doing it manually,
Hmm.
right? All right, let's get into the specifics.
Hmm.
Can you maybe give us a concrete example of your workflow, and then also, of course, the numbers? Because I think a lot of people here,
Numbers.
they want to know about how much you're
Hmm.
making from these projects.
Yeah, so we started in around January,
Yeah,
and basically what I have created is four different content creators,
yeah.
four different AI content creators
Uh-huh.
that posts nonstop for me.
Mm.
And they're essentially influencers now. They have an audience
Uh-huh.
and they are making money through videos and they're making money through sponsorships.
Mm.
So I guess you can say this is almost like the faceless social media.
Oh.
It's like one of those faceless channels, you know?
Yeah.
You see those people on YouTube.
Oh.
Have you seen that fire video, by the way? That fire sound video
No.
that passively makes $40,000 a
Oh,
month for you
that's
passive.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing I
Uh-huh.
wanted to do. So we're doing that across four different profiles,
Mm.
and so far we made about $10,000.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, that's $10,000 collectively.
Mm.
So there are a few projects I have that are not gaining as much traction,
Mm.
but then the other ones are actually just getting the most out of it.
And this is with a span of 2 months
Yeah, it's
so
just 2
far.
months so
Mm.
far.
Really big difference, right?
Hmm.
Usually these sort of projects, if we were to be done by humans only, it will only take like 6 months or like
To
best
see
case.
some real traction on
Yeah.
a like a personal brand, right?
Yeah, and you need like maybe a team of 10 people or more,
Yeah.
right? If you're in a marketing agency, you know that's the case. It's a
Hmm.
large scale operation. Even the planning phase would take a long time, but
Yeah.
with AI, so much faster, right?
Hmm.
Is there any tips and tricks you have for our audience to know if they want to do this sort of project?
Yeah, I think to be a skilled marketer, you read books,
Yeah.
you follow the world-class marketers out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you read books, you listen to podcasts,
Mm,
you study you study the written word, you study their copy,
mm,
things like that, the headlines out there that converts and drives curiosity, etc. Now, I've read these books. I
mm.
don't think the average person though would spend the time to read a book, especially in this day of age. But what you can do is let your AI bot
Mm.
do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can let your AI bot read all the
And
books.
that's what you've been doing.
Let it read the Book of Influence. Let him read and study Alex Hormozy. Let him
Mm.
read and study everything out there that can produce good results.
Okay. So you know how last year when we were actually incorporating AI into our workflow with
Mhm.
N8N, remember
Mhm.
that time, and Supabase, there's a lot of problems at that time. And then the inside joke that you and I would have is like AI mass adoption my ass,
AI
taking over our work.
Mhm.
But I think right now, I feel it might actually take over our work with the introduction of OpenClaw and the endless combinations of API keys that you can connect to and get all of the work done for you, or if not, at least make your work feel better. Do you feel that threat now? Do you feel the pressure of AI taking over your job?
For me,
Yeah.
personally, I think what we do is we adapt.
Mm.
And it was just a little bit like confusing for me at first because we always thought, okay, uh, the labor workers would be taken over by AI first, but it seems like the creatives are being taken over first,
Yeah,
right?
the
And I'm
middleman.
yeah, and I know a few people who are my peers who are getting into law school, who are
Mm.
getting into, these fancy sort of job titles,
Mm.
and they can't really get jobs too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it seems like it really is the blue collar worker, being a handyman, being an electrician, that's
Yeah.
going to be in demand. Like it's the physical stuff.
Mm.
But anyways, do I feel the pressure from AI? Ultimately, what I do think personally is, okay, is my output faster?
Mm.
Am I doing more?
Mm.
Am I constantly learning?
Mm.
And am I providing value into the organization? Am I being more productive? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
I feel like if you are not in the bleeding edge,
Yeah.
if you're not always learning,
Mm.
and if you are just letting this AI wave ride
Mm.
and not going into the rocket ship and riding along with it,
Yeah, yeah.
then you're screwed.
Exactly. So I think this is one also key takeaway from here, from me and Martin here is number one, right? Do you know how to use AI? Okay. If you don't, then you better learn quick. And this channel here serves as a, you know, a documentary, like a guide on us learning AI as we evolve, and then hope you guys also follow along on everything that we do. So Michael has a personal project called BoxminingAI.com, where it's a Windows 95 interface, and each icon here is basically, if you click on it, it's a video pertaining to the topic. So if you're just about OpenClaw, you can check out, you know, here, click right here. You can check out Cloud Code here, you know, comparing it with Perplexity Computer. And what's also interesting, there's a recycle bin. So stuff that don't work, rejected features right here, right? So yeah, go ahead, check that out. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment. So yeah, boys, that's about it for this video. It's more of just a podcast style where we want to introduce you, you know, our whole team, let you guys know what we're working on. Even though Martin and I are sitting next to each other in the office, we have different tasks, different scopes, but you know, he has been making waves already in just 2 months, by the way, in this office. And I gotta know, and I want you guys to also know, so that maybe Martin here can inspire you if you're doing the same thing on social media using AI workflows, right? So let us know in the comment if you have any questions, even for Martin. You know, you can ask him himself, or, you know, join Discord. We have a community there where we bounce ideas off each other. So yeah, link is in the description and in the pinned comments down below.